Yeah, buddy.
Let's talk about, obviously, the big news in the last few months was you at the Arnold Classic were presented the Lifetime Achievement Award by Arnold Schwarzenegger. What was that like? What was that like, Ronnie?
Yeah, that was kind of real. That was almost like winning the Olympia in a way.
Really?
Yeah, because I haven't won a whole lot of awards. I've had a few here and there, but lifetime achievement, and then being presented by Arnold, also, somebody you look up to, idolize in a way. It was it was a quite gut-wrenching experience. I just say it like that, because and then the fact that my mom wasn't there to see it, and and she always made the big events that I was involved in.
Yeah. So
that made it even more gut-wrenching. So it was quite an experience. I'll say it was very overwhelming experience.
I think that speech went viral. That was a beautiful speech.
Yeah, especially when I couldn't get the last part out at the end there. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my whole life.
Really?
Because I'm up there trying to give a speech, and I knew what I wanted to say, but I couldn't get it out because I was so emotional. And I'm fighting it, and I thought it was going to be easy when I practiced it in my head. You always practice stuff in your head before you get ready to say a speech or something. When I was practicing in my head, it went through smoothly. And then I got up there in front of all those people.
Yeah.
And then I really started thinking about it. I think that's what really got to me. I started really thinking about it, And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to be able to say this. But I had it made up in my mind that if I had to stand there for 10 minutes to get it out, I was going to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I just stood there until tried to wait till it passed over me. And because I tried to, say what I was, what I had already practiced in my head before I got up there. I tried to say it the first time and it wouldn't come out. Then the second time it wouldn't come out. Then the third time. And then I started getting frustrated. And then the fourth time, I'm like, oh man, I can't get this out. But I'm like, no, this is way important, too important for me not to get it out. She would have really wanted to be there to see that. So I had to. I don't know where that came from, but I finally got it out.
It was definitely 100% authentic.
Yeah, almost too authentic.
Yeah.
Almost too authentic, because like I said, I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to say it, Because, when you rehearse something, you rehearsing so it's easy, you just by yourself and you're not really thinking about it because you're just rehearsing it,
Yeah.
But once you get up there and all those people are there in front of you, and then you get caught up in the moment also, and it could be very overwhelming, very, very, very overwhelming for me at least.
I think if you're reading off an auto cue or you're reading a script, it would be easy for you. But when it comes from the heart, it's a completely different thing.
And lot harder.
Yeah.
Whole lot harder. Like I said, that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life.
Wow.
And I didn't see it coming. That's another thing. I didn't see it coming.
Ronnie, I noticed you had some pretty sweet seats at the Olympia, and it was good to see you at the Olympia. What was that like?
You know what? I've been retired now for let's see, oh 07,
14.
17, about what 14 years now,
Yeah.
and that's the best Olympia I've ever gone to.
Really?
Yeah, that's the best Olympia I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little lot different when you're up there on stage. You know, that's different because you're up there on stage and you're doing your thing, but just being there in the front row and and seeing everything on a whole different level. You get a whole different experience when you're right there in the action.
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine what sitting courtside at a NBA game or Mike Tyson fight or something like that, sitting that close. I can imagine how that feels now. Because like I said, I've been gone for 14 years now, and that's probably the best experience I've ever had at the Olympia.
I saw you sat next to your heroes, Lee Haney, the other 8-time Mr. Olympia,
Yeah.
Dave Bautista. I didn't recognize the other guy sat in between them, but you had some pretty good company there.
Yeah. The other guy, he's a WWE wrestler.
Ah, okay.
He's big time. One of those new guys that's real popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's real popular with social media and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he's a big time guy.
I bet he ain't got 4.4 million followers though.
Huh?
I bet he ain't got 4.4 million.
I don't think he's that big.
Fantastic. So what did you think of the Olympia itself? What was it like seeing Ramy? Because that's probably the first time you see Ramy in the flesh. Winning the Olympia. What was that like?
Yeah. I saw a couple other. How many have Ramy won now?
Two.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I didn't even go to the show last year because it was in Orlando again,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, man, Orlando don't sound that much fun to me. When you used to being in Vegas.
That's right. You said that, and you were like, "Oh no, I want it in Vegas. I'm not too bothered about being in Orlando." And then it ended up being the best one you've ever been to.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, do I really want to go to Orlando after I've been in Vegas all those years? And it's been real nice and a whole lot to do. I mean, the areas, the hotels are super nice over there and everything. Do I really want to go to Orlando and see this? and I just decided against it last year. But like I said, this year when I went, this was like one of the best Olympia experience I've ever been involved with. So it was real nice. It was real nice.
Why do you say that it was the best compared to the others? What made it so special?
Because that stage was like, man, I ain't never seen a stage look like that before.
Yeah.
That was some special kind of setup they had going, real professional, like on another level. And then like I said, you're sitting right there in the front. I mean, it's like you can almost reach out and touch those guys. You're so close to them. And I've never done that before. I've sat close, in the Olympics before, but not like right there, like on the front row where, like I said, you can almost reach out and touch them. Mm-hmm. So I think with that stage being like that, the way it was set up, kind of like blew your mind in a way. You could, even though you're right there in the front, you can even look on that screen right there. There's a big screen right there. And it even blows it up, and it's so clear. You can see everything. And I'm like, man, this is really nice.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've been to Olympia before and sat kind of close, but nothing like that where they had that real nice stage. And like I said, you right there and by the guys where you can almost reach out and touch them, So that made it just that much more special to me, because it kind of like seemed like they went out of their way to make you feel at home and make you feel comfortable.
Do you think
even this was nice?
Do you think bodybuilding shows, pro bodybuilding shows, need more of this kind of level of production?
Yeah, man. You know what? Yeah, for sure. I mean, Uh, and like I said, that's one of the nicest ones I've ever been to.
Hmm.
I mean, not even close. The other one, not even close. It's like night and day.
Yeah.
You know, that stage and being that close, and it was awesome.
What was your thoughts on seeing Rami in the flesh?
Yeah, I mean, like all the guys, seeing all of them like that, I know what it takes to get up there on stage and be there and be in good condition and everything. But just seeing all the guys like that up close like that, uh, everybody works extremely hard and goes out of their way, but it's even better when you got the production behind all of that.
Yeah.
That makes it even more special. So I can imagine how great those guys felt. I remember my first time being on Olympia stage, and we were able to look up on the big screen and see ourselves, even though the screen wasn't that great. You still see yourself up there. I couldn't imagine what those guys felt like being on that stage, on that big stage with all those big screens all around them. They were everywhere, and they were just as clear as day. Clear as day. I mean, it's like you can see everything. Real plain, real clear, and it's like it's awesome.
So obviously, the very next day, also I was very upset I couldn't come to your anniversary party, the 10th anniversary of RCSS. I mean, I was looking at the videos crying, Ronnie, I've got to be honest. I was crying, wishing I could be there with you guys. What was that like? Because it just looked like the absolute best party ever. What was it like?
It was like being at the best party ever.
Oh, that's it. Rub it in.
You know what? I don't know if y'all have a lot of fireworks over there.
Mm-hmm.
We had a professional fireworks show to go along with all of that.
Nice.
You saw those dancers. The fire guys eating fire and spitting fire and all that, and the girls doing it too, and all that crazy dancing they were doing. I mean, it was a great show, and didn't it top it off to have a professional fireworks show like that? That was really special. I mean, we kind of like spared no expense on that one.
Yeah,
that cost quite a bit.
Looking sideways there. Yes, and also you with the mic with the rapper sat in the throne. I think that was the highlight for me. I think that was where I was watching everybody else in the video, and everyone's smiling and everyone was just loving it. It was incredible.
It was super incredible. I mean, like I say, it was like one of the best parties I've ever been involved in.
Yeah.
And it was us doing it.
Yeah.
Made it even better.
So what did that party mean to you, given that you guys have now been going for 10 years?
Yeah. I mean, those 10 years went by so fast. It's like when I won those Olympias, they went by so fast. It was like, where did all that time go? And how did we get here? And but the most important thing about it was we got there.
Yeah.
When you set out to start your own company, you never know what's going to happen. All I can remember is those days where I was on the road for 280 days a year.
Wow.
And I was doing appearances back to back where I wasn't even sleeping.
Yeah.
I was doing so many appearances I couldn't sleep because I had to get up and go to the next appearance, and you had to drive like an hour to get to one appearance. Then drive another hour to get to another appearance. And then I'm trying to work out, so I'm always trying to stay in shape. So I'm trying to get to the gym 2, 3 in the morning. Then I'm trying to get something to eat 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I got to be up at 7 o'clock to make the next appointment.
Yeah.
So you think back to those days,
Ronnie,
to where you worked so hard you didn't get a chance to sleep.
I was always amazed because I've traveled with you, and I'm amazed that, you know, like we'd literally be on the stands all day. This is in Birmingham. We'd be on the trade stands all day, and you'd be on your feet, and literally the queues would be out the door. And then you'd be like, we got to go train. And I'm like, everyone was so tired. And I think I remember it was 1:30 in the morning, and we were all falling asleep on the sofa. And you were like, oh, I've still got triceps and traps to do, or calves. It was triceps and calves. I think you were doing your traps at the time. And we were just like, Ronnie, please, we've got to get up in 5 hours, mate. We got to go. And he's like, nope, got to train.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the way it always was.
That's incredible.
That's the way it always will be with me, you know. Like I said, that's the best part of the day for me, training. So imagine how it was when I couldn't train for 6 months straight. Torture. Those some rough days, some dark days back then.
So your health is a lot better now. You're a lot heavier, which you feel more comfortable being, like 280, 285. Your business is now thriving. It's been going 10 years. Do you feel happy and proud now, Ronnie?
Very, very. You know, because like I said, when you start your company, you never know how it's going to turn out. You know, because it's something you've never done before. You know, when you used to just being an athlete, you know, and making your living that way, that seems like the easy way to do it. Because you don't have a lot of thinking. It's mostly a lot of work. Now you're having to think to do things, you know. But you know, I was always pretty good at that too. I didn't graduate cum laude by not being able to think, you know. So it was finally doing something that I was trained to do also, you know, because I went to school all those years, and to be able to, you know, think, use my brain to do stuff instead of, you know, just being in the gym working out all the time, just not having to think about it, just going through the motion pretty much, even though I'm having the time of my life too still. But you know, it was truly satisfying, and also a great thing, a great accomplishment also, because you never know. You really and truly never know when you're going somewhere you've never gone before. You know, that was my first time ever doing something like this in my whole life. You know, I've always worked for other people. You know, worked for the police department. You know, 15 years there, worked at Domino's, a couple of years there, and then you know, all those supplement companies. That's another 10, 15 years, you know. I worked with, you know, Weeder all those years, and BSN all those years, you know. So this was something that I was doing on my own, you know, where I had to depend on myself.
It's real easy to get discouraged these days. The pain and frustration are real, and the pressure is intense. But humans are built strong. We are engineered to survive and programmed to thrive. It's in these difficult times that we find our strength. We learn to adapt and reinvent ourselves. It's about having the courage to start from the ground up again. It's about challenging the norm and charging forward when everyone expects you to quit. We must forge our own destiny. We must leverage all this pressure and create diamond. This is my diamond. Welcome to Yeah Buddy, the world's first fully integrated fitness app that encompasses everything you need to ensure your fitness journey is successful. It is the culmination of 40 years of my personal experience and insight compressed into one user-friendly application. I personally handpicked industry leaders to bring you the highest quality trainers, diet food, supplements, apparel, motivation, and even augmented reality with yours truly. You now have access to everything you need to be a better version of yourself in one single app.
At the end of the day, what do people need to get in shape? If there was something that we believed would be beneficial to you getting in shape, it's in the app.
So that's what this app is going to be, you know, all that knowledge that we learned over the years, and make it as simple and as easy as possible. Welcome to the future of fitness. Welcome to Yeah Buddy.